My parents laughed at my online business for years, until I made $1.2 million and left their so-called golden girl speechless at her own graduation party. I'm Aiden, I'm 31, and if there's one thing I've learned about family, it's that they'll support you, unless your success makes them uncomfortable. I never followed the traditional path. While most of my relatives were away at college studying law, medicine, or whatever would earn them a LinkedIn badge and bragging rights, I was working from my childhood bedroom, building an e-commerce brand from scratch. It started with custom phone cases. Then came t-shirts. And then it took off. While they were writing cover letters and hoping for unpaid internships, I was filing taxes for my LLC and managing 6 figures in inventory. But to my mom, I was still between jobs. That's how I was introduced at weddings and family events. This is Aiden. He's still figuring things out, as if my company didn't count unless someone in a suit validated it. The final straw came at my cousin Sophia's graduation party. She was 23 and had just earned a degree in international relations from a prestigious university. She was the golden girl of the family, class president, fluent in 3 languages, always volunteering, and somehow looking flawless in every photo. I had nothing against her growing up. We weren't close, but we got along. Still, she had this way of speaking like every sentence deserved applause. Her parents, my aunt and uncle, fed into it. Every minor milestone got a celebration, a framed certificate, a group message, or a Facebook album titled, Sophia's Big Moment. When I got the invitation to her graduation party, I knew what to expect: catered food, champagne, string lights, and a massive tent in their backyard. What I didn't expect was the role I'd be handed. I arrived early, hoping to skip the chaos, only to be met by Aunt Kara's mother waving a neon vest at me like I was clocking in. Aiden, can you help with parking? Cars are backing up the street. No greeting, no thanks. Just a vest, a walkie-talkie, and a pat on the back like I was some weekend valet. I stared at her. I'm not working the party, Kara. I'm here to celebrate. She laughed like I'd cracked a joke. Just help out for a bit. You're good with logistics, right? With your little online thing? I should have left. I should have handed her the vest and walked away. But something, probably years of misplaced loyalty, made me say yes. So, I spent the first hour and a half directing SUVs into grassy areas and helping elderly relatives across uneven ground. No one offered to take over. No one brought me a drink. When I finally sat at one of the back tables, sweaty and dusty, the real celebration had already started. A huge, "Congrats Sophia," banner stretched across the yard. A shiny red ribbon covered the driveway gate, which clearly hid a brand new Kia Soul. Everyone gathered around the cake table, sipping drinks. My mom, seated front and center, gave me a weak wave like she'd raised Sophia herself. I noticed my name on a paper place card, hidden in the buffet line, far from the main seating. Sophia was glowing. Her white dress caught the light with every movement. She floated between tables like she was running a campaign. When someone handed her a microphone, she tapped it with flair before laughing. I just want to thank everyone for being here, she said, raising her champagne. It's amazing to be surrounded by people who value hard work and real education, especially these days when it's easy to get distracted by online hobbies. She looked directly at me. The pause was deliberate. Her words hit with precision. People laughed. My uncle actually snorted. Cousin Jason spit out his drink. Even my mother let out an awkward, guilty smile like she wanted to hold it back but couldn't. My face burned. I stared at the condensation dripping down my untouched glass, doing my best not to react. Not yet. Sophia kept going. Whether clueless or just bold. Some of us spent 4 years earning a real degree. Sorry, not sorry. More laughter. She clinked glasses with her friends and handed back the mic like she was in some teen drama. My mom looked at me and shrugged, muttering, she didn't mean it. But I wasn't hurt by the banner or the car or even the speech. What cut deepest were the years of being silently dismissed. The smirks when I tried to talk about my business. My mother skipping over my updates to share which of Sophia's professors once worked at the State Department. But sitting there, dusty shoes, warm drink in hand, I felt something shift. I waited until the final toast ended and guests started dancing to pop songs from a Bluetooth speaker. I stood up, brushed off my pants, and walked to the main table where Sophia and her friends were still buzzing from the attention. "Hey Sophia," I said, loud enough for nearby guests to hear. She stopped mid-laugh. "Yeah?" she asked, eyes narrowing. I raised my glass. "Just wanted to say congrats. It's awesome your degree brought you this far. And it's even better that your family supports you so much." I took a slow sip. My little online hobby just hit $1.2 million this year. "But hey, nice Kia." Silence. Her smile froze. Someone dropped a fork. My uncle's jaw dropped. My mother blinked twice like her brain needed a minute. I didn't wait. I nodded politely, turned, and walked toward the gate. The last thing I heard was someone whispering, "Wait, what did he just say?" I didn't stop. I didn't need to. I had said enough. That moment hit the crowd like a stone dropped in still water. Truthfully, I hadn't planned to say anything. But years of being overlooked and quietly disrespected had finally caught up. Sophia's jab was the final spark. By the time I got home, pulling into the driveway of the 3-bedroom house I'd paid for in full last year, my phone was already buzzing. First came the texts. "My mom. That was unnecessary, Aiden. You embarrassed the whole family." Then, "Let's talk soon. Don't make this bigger than it is." Then Aunt Kara. "Did you really need to say that? Sophia worked hard. You're not the only one with achievements." I didn't reply. I turned off my phone, dropped it on the counter, and let the silence of my home sink in. That night, I slept better than I had in months. The fallout trickled in over the next couple of days. Monday morning, I opened my business inbox to find 3 new interview requests. Turns out one of Kara's friends had looked up my brand after the party and was seriously impressed. Built, not handed. That word meant something now. A month ago, I might have sent the inquiries to my assistant. But this time, I took the calls myself. I wanted them to hear my story directly. Tuesday evening, my mother showed up unannounced. No text. Just rang the bell, holding a Tupperware container like it was still 2006 and I was a broke student who needed dinner and guidance. I answered the door slowly. "Hey," she said, softly. I brought food. I stepped aside and let her in. She hovered at the doorway, scanning the room like it belonged to someone else. If it were the first time she'd seen it, the minimalist furniture, local art pieces, and smart lighting, all of it screamed success in a language she had never bothered to understand. "You've done well for yourself," she finally said. "Yeah," I replied. "I have." She placed the Tupperware on the countertop. "You embarrassed Sophia. And the entire family. She is devastated." I folded my arms and leaned on the kitchen island. "Mom," she mocked me. "In public. I didn't start anything, I finished it." "But, $1.2 million. She said it like it was a sin, as if saying it aloud would summon an IRS demon. "It's the truth." She stopped. Her jaw stiffened. "Why haven't you told me?" I laughed, not unkindly. "I did. You just never wanted to hear it. You like the version of me that needed help. That fits into your tiny story. Aiden the dropout, still trying to figure things out. Someone you could pity." She sat down hard, like my words had knocked the wind out of her. "I wasn't trying to pity you," she added quietly. "No?" I asked. "So why was Sophia always motivated, while I was just the kid who made stickers in his room?" She didn't have an answer to that. Instead, she offered an excuse. "Sophia's looking for work, you know. Nothing has come through yet." I grinned tightly. So the actual degree didn't open every door after all? That earned me a scowl. "Don't be cruel." "I'm not. I'm just tired of pretending I haven't earned a place in this household." She stood and brushed phantom crumbs from her blouse. "She wants to apologize," she muttered. "Does she?" I raised an eyebrow. She said she went too far. I didn't respond. I didn't believe her. Not yet. Later that night, I looked at my phone for the first time since Saturday. Sophia's text sat unread. "Hey, about the party. I shouldn't have said what I said. That was messed up. Can we talk?" I stared at it for a long time. Not because I didn't know what to do, but because the power dynamic had shifted, and everyone knew it. For years, they assumed I was the guy scraping by on Wi-Fi and a dream. No, I was the one who developed an empire while they weren't looking. The following weekend, however, things really began to spin out of control. Aunt Kara called me directly. No warning. Just a voicemail. Aiden, I need to talk to you about something important. We've run into a bit of a financial situation. I didn't want to bring this up, but your uncle's hours got cut in. The lease on Mallory's new car isn't exactly manageable. I know things got tense, but we're still family, right? That's when it clicked. They weren't just humiliated, they wanted something. I listened to the voicemail twice. Not because I needed clarity, but because I couldn't believe how quickly the tone had changed. Just days ago, I was the family joke in a vest, directing cars into grassy parking lots. Now I was the emergency exit. I didn't call her back. I didn't respond. I let it rest. Let her wonder if I'd heard it. Let the discomfort grow. I recognized the pattern. First the derision, then the stillness, then the sudden tenderness and the, "We're still family," line. Always when they needed a favor. And this was a favor. A pricey one. I sat at my kitchen table and opened Sophia's Instagram. She'd posted a carousel of party photos, the banner, the speeches, the keys to her new car. To new beginnings. And real work that makes a difference. Right. Real work. That phrase again. I browsed through the comments. Dozens of likes from extended family, acquaintances, old classmates. One of them even wrote, "Can't wait to work with you at the embassy." That made me smirk. I knew she hadn't received a single job offer, not because she told me, but because our mother had accidentally let it slip while half defending her. The girl who toasted to genuine degrees and mocked internet hobbies was now 3 months into unemployment. And it was clearly stressing her out. Still, I wasn't looking for revenge. Not yet. Then came the second call, this time, from my uncle. Aiden, hey, just wanted to clear the air. You know we love you, always have. The whole party thing? Just playful taunting. Sophia has a great sense of humor, doesn't she? Takes after her dad. He grinned nervously through the phone. Kara mentioned the lease. We're just a little tight this month. It would be very appreciated if you could float us the first few installments, to keep things smooth while Sophia gets settled. I mean, your business is going great, right? I sat there in stunned silence, clutching the phone like a live grenade. The arrogance was nearly artistic. No mention of the years I quietly paid for birthday gifts, Christmas feasts, family emergencies. No acknowledgement of Sophia's cruelty. No apologies. Just entitlement. More of the same. That's when I opened the spreadsheet. I'd kept it for years. Not obsessively, just methodically. Every dollar I'd ever given or spent on this family. $300 I loaned Jason for textbooks. Never repaid. $2,000 I gave Aunt Kara when their roof leaked 2 winters ago. Favor after favor. Quiet bill after quiet bill. The grand total? $42,860. Not including interest. Not including emotional labor. Not including the way they treated me like a piggy bank with no accomplishments. I stared at the number for a long time. Then I took a breath and wrote a message to Sophia. Hey, got your text. Appreciate the apology. I've been thinking. Maybe it's time for some clarity. You're right, you worked hard. But that doesn't justify mocking other people's success, especially when you don't understand it. More than that, I've realized I've spent years investing in this family, financially, emotionally, and all I've gotten in return is dismissiveness. There was no venom, no gloating, just a line in the sand. Then, I sent a variation of the same message to my uncle, aunt, and, more gently, my mother. She called immediately. Aiden, can we discuss this? You can't just, yes, I interrupted. Calm, clear, I can. And I just did. Silence on the other end. For once, she had no script. Did you really make over $1 million last year? Yes. How? I mean, how? You never asked. Another long pause. What do you want us to do? She asked softly. And that question stuck with me. Because that was the point. I didn't want them to do anything. I just wanted them to stop expecting me to handle everything. I ended the call, not out of spite, but because I no longer felt obligated to perform. The mask was off. The bank was closed. The family's joke had finally been told. Sophia didn't reply to my message for 2 days. I assumed she was stewing, drafting a faux gracious response, or too humiliated to speak. I didn't care. I had spoken my piece. The guilt, the obligation, the weight of being seen but never valued, it was all gone. For the first time in forever, I felt light. Then, on the third day, a calendar invite. Subject: coffee, Sophia Summers time. Saturday at 10 a.m. Location: Café Alder, downtown. I stared at it for a while, debating whether to decline. But a part of me was curious. So I accepted. Not because I expected a heartfelt apology, but because I wanted to look her in the eye and see what, if anything, was real beneath all her polished superiority. Saturday morning arrived. It was gray and rainy. Fitting, I thought. I got there 10 minutes early. Black coffee. No frills. She arrived 5 minutes late, in a cream blazer, heels, and a face full of managed humility. Even in the rain, Sophia looked like she expected a spotlight. "Aiden," she murmured, smiling softly as she sat across from me. "Thank you for coming. I didn't expect you to show," I said quietly. "Neither did I," she replied. "But here we are." We sat in silence for a moment. She stirred her cappuccino like it was an art project. "I read your message," she finally said. "Twice." "Okay. And you're right." I raised an eyebrow. I was awful. If it were the first time she'd seen it, the minimalist furniture, local art pieces, and smart lighting, all of it screamed success in a language she had never bothered to understand. "You've done well for yourself," she finally said. "Yeah," I replied. "I have." She placed the Tupperware on the countertop. "You embarrassed Sophia. And the entire family. She's devastated." I folded my arms and leaned on the kitchen island. "Mom, she mocked me in public. I didn't start anything. I finished it." "But $1.2 million? She said it like it was a sin, like saying it aloud might summon an IRS demon. "It's the truth," I said. She stopped, her jaw stiff. "Why haven't you told me?" I laughed, not unkindly. "I did. You just never wanted to hear it. You liked the version of me that needed help. That fit into your little story. Aiden, the dropout, still figuring things out, you could pity me. But I stopped needing that a long time ago." She sat down hard, like my words had knocked the wind out of her. "I wasn't trying to pity you," she added quietly. "No?" I asked. "Then why was Sophia always so motivated, while I was just the kid who made stickers in his room?" She didn't have an answer for that. Instead, she deflected. "Sophia is looking for work, you know. Nothing has come through yet." I grinned tightly. "So, the actual degree didn't open every door after all?" That earned me a scowl. "Don't be cruel." "I'm not," I said. "I'm just tired of pretending I haven't earned my place in this household." She stood and brushed phantom crumbs from her blouse. "She wants to apologize," she muttered. "Does she?" I raised an eyebrow. "She said she went too far." I didn't respond. I didn't believe it, not yet. Later that night, I checked my phone for the first time since Saturday. Sophia's text sat unread. "Hey, about the party. I shouldn't have said what I said. That was messed up. Can we talk?" I stared at it for a long time, not because I didn't know what to do, but because the power dynamic had shifted. And everyone knew it. For years, they thought I was just the guy scraping by on Wi-Fi and ambition. But no, I was the one who built an empire while they weren't looking. The following weekend, things really began to spiral. Aunt Kara called me directly. No warning, just a voicemail. "Aiden, I need to talk to you about something important. We've run into a bit of a financial situation. Your uncle's hours got cut, and the lease on Mallory's new car isn't exactly manageable. I didn't want to bring this up, but we're still family, right?" That's when it clicked. They weren't just humiliated, they wanted something. I listened to the voicemail twice. Not because I didn't understand it, but because I couldn't believe how quickly the tone changed. Just days ago, I was the family joke in a vest directing cars into a grassy field. Now, I was the emergency exit. I didn't call Aunt Kara back. I let it sit. Let her wonder if I'd heard it. Let the discomfort grow. Because I recognized this pattern. First, the derision. Then the stillness. Then the sudden tenderness and the, "we're still family," line. As soon as they needed a favor. And this? This was a favor. A pricey one. I sat down, opened my laptop, and pulled up Sophia's Instagram. She had posted a carousel from the party, banners, speeches, and her holding the keys to her new car. To new beginnings and real work that makes a difference. That phrase again, real work. The comments were filled with congratulations and admiration. One even said, "Can't wait to work with you at the embassy." That made me smirk. I knew Sophia hadn't gotten a single job offer, not because she told me, but because my mother had accidentally let it slip in her half-hearted defense. So, the girl who once mocked online businesses and toasted to real degrees was now 3 months post-graduation, unemployed, and clearly stressed. Still, I didn't plan to say anything. I wasn't looking for revenge. Not yet. Then came the second call, this one from my uncle. "Aiden, hey, just wanted to clear the air. You know we love you, always have. That whole party thing? Just playful teasing. Sophia has a great sense of humor, doesn't she? She takes after her dad." He chuckled nervously. "Anyway, Kara might have mentioned. Things are tight this month. If you could float the first few payments on the lease until Sophia settles in, it'd mean a lot." "I mean, you did say your business was doing well, right?" I sat in stunned silence, gripping my phone like it was a live grenade. The arrogance was nearly artistic. No acknowledgement of the years I'd spent quietly covering birthday gifts, Christmas dinners, or emergency bills. No apology, just entitlement. That's when I opened a spreadsheet I'd been keeping. Not obsessively, just methodically. Every dollar I'd ever spent on this family. $300 for Jason's textbooks. $2,000 for Aunt Kara's roof. Countless other little favors. The total? $42,860. Not including interest. Not including emotional labor. Not including how they made me feel like a piggy bank with no achievements of my own. I took a breath and began crafting a message to Sophia. "Hey, I got your text. I appreciate the apology, but I've been thinking, it's time for some clarity. You're right, you worked hard. But that doesn't justify mocking someone else's success, especially when you don't understand it. I've spent years investing in this family, financially and emotionally. And all I've received in return is disrespect. That ends now. No venom, no gloating, just a line in the sand." I sent a version of that message to my aunt, uncle, and, more delicately, my mother. She called immediately. "Aiden, can we talk about this?" "You can't just," "Yes," I interrupted calmly. "I can. And I just did." She fell silent. For the first time, she didn't have a script. "Did you really make over $1 million last year?" "Yes." "How?" "You never asked." Another pause. "What do you want us to do?" That stopped me. Because the truth was, I didn't want them to do anything. I just wanted them to stop expecting me to carry them. So, I ended the call. Not out of spite. Just because I didn't feel the need to perform anymore. The mask was off. The bank was closed. The family joke had finally been told. 3 days passed. No response from Sophia. Then, a calendar invite popped up. Subject: coffee. Sophia Summers time. Saturday, 10 a.m. Location: Cafe Alder, downtown. I stared at it, deciding whether to decline. But part of me was curious. Saturday was gray and rainy, fitting, I thought. I arrived 10 minutes early and got a plain black coffee. She arrived 5 minutes late, cream blazer, heels, a perfectly practiced humility. "Aiden," she smiled softly. "Thanks for coming. I didn't expect you to show," I said. "Neither did I," she replied. "But here we are." We sat in silence. "I read your message," she finally said. "Twice." "Okay, you're right. I was awful. Not just at the party," I said. "No. For years. I made fun of your work because I didn't understand it. And honestly, I was jealous." That caught me off guard. "Jealous?" I echoed. "Yeah," she said, avoiding eye contact. "You found your thing. You made it work. I've got a degree and no job." The joke at the party, it was about me. Trying to feel better. I let the words sit. I appreciate you saying that, I said slowly. But it doesn't erase the years. Or how I was treated. Even by Mom. I know, she whispered. That's on me. And them. Then why did you really ask me here? She bit her lip. Not for money. I swear. Good. That door's closed. I know. I came to own it. Publicly. I raised an eyebrow. Publicly? She pulled out her phone, opened Instagram, and hit record on a story, right in front of me. Hi everyone. This is uncomfortable, but it's overdue. Last week, I made a disparaging comment about online work and people who take unconventional paths. That was petty, harsh, and wrong. My cousin Aiden built his company from scratch. No shortcuts. No handouts. And I mocked him for it. That's my fault. Aiden, if you're watching, thank you for calling me out. I needed it. She posted it without flinching. I blinked. I deserve to be embarrassed, she said. You were, for years. It's only fair. For the first time in years, I saw her, not as the golden girl, but as someone trying to unlearn what the family taught her. And maybe, what she told herself. You're lucky I'm not a petty man, I said, smiling. She smirked. Don't push it. We talked for an hour, about life, books, little things we'd never shared before. When it was time to leave, she hugged me. Not a pat on the back. A real hug. One that said, I understand now. A week later, Mom called. Did you see the video? I did. She didn't tell us. She just posted it. She didn't need to. I'm proud of you, she said quietly. And I'm sorry. For not asking. For not listening. I didn't gloat. I just said, thank you. At the next family barbecue, I wore jeans and a polo. This time, no vest. No ice machine duty. Sophia handed me a full plate and said, you're sitting with me. So I did. No speeches. No drama. Just laughter, stories, and peace. Someone asked what I did for work. Before I could answer, Sophia jumped in. He manages a multi-million-dollar web brand. It's insane. You should see his setup. The silence that followed was beautiful. No snorting. No sarcasm. Just genuine curiosity. I smiled, answered a few questions, and let the rest stay mine. The Kia was returned. Sophia found a nonprofit job she cared about. Kara and Rob stopped asking for favors. My mom still doesn't get what I do, but now, she brags about me like I invented the internet. And that spreadsheet? I still have it. Not out of bitterness, but as a reminder of what I gave, what I survived, and what I no longer owe. They say success is the best revenge. But honestly, peace is better. Stillness, after all that noise, is the loveliest sound. Thanks for watching and diving into this wild family drama with me. If you love Reddit family drama, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one.